Hello, this is my Payback review from last night. I know it's going up kind of late, but I had to wake up. I woke up this morning and wanted to get some sausage and eggs in me and take a shower and all that fun stuff before I did all this. But anyway, of course I was drinking last night, so I took notes. So I had a reference for what I'm speaking about. Anyway, all right. So the pre-show was going on. You know, Renee Young was doing her thing with Booker T, the King, and what's his face, Corey Graves. But they were talking, and then they had two matches. The first match was Baron Corbin versus Ziggler, and Baron Corbin was pretty much just kicking Dolph Ziggler's ass for the most part of this. Just, you know, being all dominant. And then, you know, there was a little bit of back and forth. Ziggler had a few moments. Corbin just, you know, like I said, pretty much dominated. And then he got real cocky and started doing stupid, you know, pose pins and was standing on the back of Ziggler's neck. And then Ziggler, you know, while Corbin was being cocky, he managed to roll up Corbin in a little schoolboy roll-up thing and managed to win the match. And Corbin was pissed off afterward, as you can imagine. And yeah, Ziggler won. So yeah. And then there was Kalisto versus Ryback. Kalisto, you know, is the U.S. champ, and he was defending against Ryback. The crowd, you know, they were in Chicago last night, and you know how that crowd gets. You know, they shit all over Ryback. They booed his ass, and you know, Ryback, you know, outweighs Kalisto by like 120 pounds. So, you know, it was big guy versus small little fast guy. You know, they kind of started out. You know, there was a little bit of back and forth, and then like right away, Kalisto, Ryback was outside the ring, and Kalisto got up on the turnbuckle and did this corkscrew off the fucking top rope to the outside on Ryback. And you know how they talk about Ryback botches shit all the time, but damn, Kalisto did that corkscrew, and if it wouldn't have been for Ryback, you know, catching his ass, you know, kind of catching him, Kalisto would have busted his head right there on the damn turnbuckle during that corkscrew. But Ryback caught him and, you know, kind of made it look like he was taking the bump and all that shit. But yeah, Ryback pretty much, I think, saved Kalisto's ass in that move last night. But you know, they kind of go back and forth. Kalisto's being fast, Ryback's being big and strong. Ryback went up to the top rope, and Kalisto kind of ran up there with him, and after a little bit of some awkward grappling, Ryback military presses Kalisto off, you know, over his head off the top rope and slams him on the ground, and then Kalisto just gets right back up and does a Salida del Sol and wins the match, you know, after taking the military press from the top. But anyway, so that was the pre-show, and then okay, so Payback began, and the New Day comes out, and you know, they're doing their thing. They're going to be there. You know, they want to have a front row seat for the tag team fight. Damn, Xavier Woods takes this as an opportunity, you know, to basically tell Beyonce, you know, that he's sorry her man's not good to her, and, you know, hit him up on social media, and they can go out on a date. So Xavier took that as a chance, you know, before the damn opening credits began, to ask out Beyonce on a date. So, yeah. And then everyone keeps on, like, so the opening credits happen, and everyone keeps on talking about how it's a new era in WWE, and the announcers, Xavier, everybody's talking about this. And how did I put it? They could almost call it NXT presents WWE Payback, because that's like what their whole thing was. It was just, you know, it's a new era, and you know, there was so many. There's just so many damn NXT guys coming up right now, and they could have just called it, NXT presents WWE Payback. Anyway, Enzo and Cass come out fighting the vaudevillains. There's lots of back and forth. New Day's just kicking back, sitting on the ground, watching the match, eating various food items, pizza and popcorn, and just talking and taking selfies and all that fun stuff. And then in a real simple move, it looked like whatever vaudevillain dude it was, Aiden English, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. Or Simon, I don't know. One of the two. But he goes and grabs Cass and just kind of throws him. And Cass is, going to slide out of the ring underneath the ropes. And, or he's throwing Enzo. And fucking Enzo goes to slide under the ropes and hits his damn chin underneath the second rope. And kind of gets his arm under. And then he hits the ground. Hits his chin under the bottom rope and smacks his head on the back of the mat and all that shit and falls out of the damn ring like a rag doll. The ref calls the doctor over, and the doctor comes and starts talking to Enzo, and they call the match. Enzo got his ass hurt last night. They came in, they took a stretcher out, and you could see the stretcher coming, and Michael Cole and JBL and Byron are sitting there, and they're just like, oh no, Enzo's hurt. But we better move on with the show. So they move right on to the video package of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They do the little video package. The match begins. Basically, in the beginning, they're each just beating each other's ass in various ways. The back and forth, each one kind of showing off some fancy moves. And then during the match, we get an update on Enzo, and Enzo is being taken to the hospital, and he can move his extremities, so that's good. I like Enzo, and that sucks. They weren't even into that match, but very long. But anyway, Owens kicks out of a Blue Thunder Bomb, and then another Blue Thunder Bomb, and then Zayn kicks out of, Owens' shoulder breaker thing, and then kicks out of a damn frog splash. And then they do some more moves back and forth. Zayn counters 2 pop-up power bombs and goes for a DDT and into another shoulder breaker. Then they do some more back and forths, and then Owens wins with a super kick and a pop-up power bomb combo. So Owens wins the match, and then Owens starts running his mouth, yelling at the announcers and shit, and Byron Saxton gets up. He's like, come on, Byron, get in the ring. And Michael Cole and JBL are, basically triple dog daring Byron to go get in the ring. Owens pretty much conducts his own interview with Byron because Byron won't ask him the right questions. And then Owens, says, now that all this shit with Sami Zayn's done, I'm going after my Intercontinental title again. Blah, 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 and I'm going to be sitting at ringside because that match is next. And so, Kevin was just being his usual self. So then the Intercontinental title match starts with Miz and Cesaro. And Miz is with Maurice, and Owens is doing commentary, talking shit. The match is going on. Cesaro is basically kicking Miz's ass, and Maurice interrupts, kind of gets on the ring apron or whatever, kind of distracts the ref, and, Miz starts getting the advantage. Cesaro basically just uses his strength and gets back in it. There's some back and forth, and Miz starts going after Cesaro's shoulder because it's, all taped up and all that shit. Cesaro kicks out of the skull-crushing finale, and then fucking Sami Zayn all of a sudden out of nowhere just rushes and starts beating the shit out of Kevin Owens during the Cesaro swing, and ow, damn it. I counted 20. There was a 20 count in the swing, and then he put him in the crossface, and Miz is tapping out while the ref's distracted by Zayn and Owens. So the Miz is tapping, the ref's distracted, Cesaro gets pissed off to go see what the hell the ref's deal is, and the Miz capitalizes on that opportunity and rolls up Cesaro and wins the match. And then there's a little bit of a rumble. A little bit of a rumble ensues, and Owen stands tall after it's all said and done, and Maurice saved the Miz, so he didn't get beat up too badly. And Owen stood tall in the end of it, so it was, pretty much Kevin Owens' night in that regard. And then we have Jericho versus Ambrose. Oh yeah, and then they're showing the rest of the announced team. I think they had like 6 different countries represented, and we got to see SmackDown #1 announcer Funaki. Funaki was there announcing for Japan, so that was kind of fun to see him. But Jericho starts the match by talking shit, and they begin to battle. There's lots of back and forth. Ambrose goes to the top rope, and Jericho catches him and puts him into Walls of Jericho. And I know last night I kept wanting to call it the Lion Tamer, but anyway, Ambrose escaped to the ropes, and he got through the middle rope, and what the hell did I write here? Huh. Anyway, Ambrose, he put Ambrose put Jericho, managed to get Jericho on top of the German announce table, and went to go for a Walls of Jericho, and Jericho managed to slingshot him over into the timekeeper's area, and Ambrose got back before the 10 count. There was some exchanges, various minor top rope moves, and Jericho reversed the Dirty Deeds into a Walls of Jericho. Ambrose escaped. There's some more fighting back and forth. Jericho whispers a bunch of shit. Yeah, I remember that. Jericho whispers a bunch of shit down in Ambrose's ear. He's talking shit to him, but I think there was also some things that probably could show up for Matthew to do on Botchamania. But anyway, Jericho goes for a Lionsault. Ambrose wins after he blocks it, and he does a dirty deeds and wins the match. And Jericho's mad, and throws a fit, throws a little temper tantrum, and that was that. AJ, is talking to whoever the hell's interviewing him, and he was, doing his usual thing that he doesn't need his friends to help him. He's going to be Roman Reigns one-on-one. And then they go to the Charlotte versus Natalya match, and Ric Flair comes out with Charlotte, and then Bret Hart came out with Natalya, and it's Bret's first appearance since his whole prostate cancer surgery and all that crap, all that horrible stuff, and he's looking pretty rough. Natalya was pretty much helping him walk his ass down to the ring, assisting him, but yeah, that's bad. But anyway, they face out. Natalya comes off on top, and I really like Natalya. I really enjoy her, and I like Charlotte too, but I was rooting for Natalya in this match. What the hell? I mixed up my stuff here, but yeah, there's some fighting. They're fighting back and forth, and then I remember, there's some neat little match or spots in it. Charlotte's going after Natalya's leg, trying to soften her up so she can do the figure 8 on her. And anyway, when it's all said and done, fucking Charlotte puts Natalya in a damn sharpshooter, and immediately the referee calls for the bell, and the crowd doesn't even know what to think. It's a Montreal school job or screw job in Chicago, so it's a Chicago screw job or whatever. But yeah, Charlotte put Natalya in the sharpshooter, and the ref just immediately ding 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 ding, and the crowd was actually like, I think they were in shock at first because nobody was saying anything or doing anything, but Ric Flair got in the ring and was celebrating with Charlotte, and Bret Hart manages to get his ass in the ring and knocks down Ric Flair, and Bret Hart and Natalia put Charlotte and Ric Flair in dual sharpshooters, and that's basically how it is. And the crowd was still silent. They didn't really know what to do or say after all that. That was kind of a real bullshit way to end that match. But so then Mr. McMahon comes out after some talking and stuff. Mr. McMahon comes out. The crowd immediately starts chanting CM Punk. Mr. McMahon kind of encourages them a couple times, and he starts talking about how it's a new era on Raw or in WWE, and it's time for him to decide, who's gonna run Raw. Is it gonna be Stephanie or Shane? And so he calls out Stephanie. The crowd immediately just starts booing her, starts chanting CM Punk. They're booing. Mr. McMahon yells at everybody and calls them animals. And Stephanie thinks that she's going to be the one that runs Raw from now on. And then here comes Shane after, Stephanie just does a shameless self-promotion of herself, talking about how great she is and this and that. And Shane decides it's time for him to come out. The crowd seems happier that Shane's out there, Shane starts pleading his case. And I was listening to Shane and Stephanie talk about all the amazing things that they've done, and Stephanie's talking about all the shit she's done over the years, and Shane's talking about all the stuff that he's done since he's returned, and basically everything they're describing and taking credit for is everything that Triple H did in NXT. So I thought that was kind of funny. They were just basically taking credit for Triple H's work. But anyway, Mr. McMahon decides that Shane and Stephanie are both going to run Monday Night Raw together, and that they got to figure it out. And he walks off. Shane offers to shake Stephanie's hand, and Stephanie, after a few minutes of reluctance, decides that she shakes his hand, and so I guess they're going to be a team. So then we get to the Roman Reigns and AJ Styles match, and then they give us an update on Enzo that he's in the hospital and he has a concussion, but everything else seems good with him. And the crowd starts chanting, "No, Enzo Amore." So that's good for Enzo. But then we get into the AJ Styles match with Roman Reigns. AJ comes out, and so the crowd's real happy. And then Roman comes out, and the crowd is booing. They're just booing Roman Reigns. The match begins. Roman Reigns kind of demonstrates his strength in the beginning by shoving AJ into the ropes, and AJ just kind of grabs hold of the ropes and looks back and gets a little smile on his face. They do a couple little things like that, and then AJ starts going to work on the hammy. AJ starts kicking the shit out of Roman Reigns' hamstring. They go back and forth, and then Roman starts talking shit to AJ and winds up giving him 2 different kinds of power bombs, and then goes for a Superman punch, and then AJ kicks Roman in the damn head. So Roman Reigns is down for a minute. AJ starts getting some momentum, but there's a little bit of back and forth. And then AJ goes for a calf crusher, but Roman manages to get out of the ring, and so he's standing outside the ring, and then AJ gets up on hops up on the top rope and goes over with a phenomenal forearm and puts Roman Reigns through the damn announcer table. So that was pretty damn cool. And then AJ tries to drag Roman Reigns to the ring because, the 10 count's happening. And Reigns gets fucking counted out. And AJ's the winner. But you know the title can't exchange during a count out, so once again your champion is still Roman Reigns. And so AJ's like, ah, and the crowd's pissed. So then fucking Shane comes out and he restarts the match. And so Reigns is outside the ring on the ground. So Roman Reigns gets in, and AJ goes for a 450 splash off the middle rope or the top rope, and Reigns gets his knees up and blocks it. And when he blocks him, it gets counted as a low blow, so the referee fucking disqualifies Roman Reigns. And once again, your fucking winner's AJ Styles, but the title can't exchange on a fucking count out or a disqualification. So now Stephanie fucking comes out and says, you know, she's restarting the match, and now it's like a no DQ, no count out fucking match. So Roman starts beating up AJ Styles, but he's still limping because AJ was working on his leg so much. They fight in the crowd for a brief moment, and AJ goes off the top rope. They get back. They're fighting in the crowd for a brief moment. They manage to get back in the ring. AJ gets up and goes for a move off the top rope, doing a phenomenal forearm, and gets a damn Superman punch from Reigns. Yeah. And then he kicks out of the Superman punch, and then he gets another Superman punch. And then Reigns goes for a spear, but then Anderson and Gallows show up, and you know, they start causing their usual problems, you know. And then AJ goes for a phenomenal forearm, and gets him on the ground. They're going for the pin, but Reigns manages to get his fucking leg under the rope. So then here come the Usos, because Gallows and Anderson are still out there, kind of potentially going to cause problems. The Usos start fighting Anderson and Gallows, and then fucking Roman Reigns sends AJ Styles over the top rope into the Usos and Gallows and Anderson, and takes everybody out. And then Reigns still limping around, but everyone is up by this point. So then Reigns goes and dives over the damn top rope and takes out the Usos and Gallows and Anderson and AJ Styles. So they're just taking everybody out. But AJ does a damn 450 splash off the damn barricade. And then Reigns, you know, they get in the ring. Reigns kicks out. They all take some big shots at each other, do some big fancy moves, and then fucking Roman Reigns gets a chance and goes for a spear, nails it. Roman Reigns wins the match and retains his title. So after all that shit, that's how it all ended. And then they cut to Mr. McMahon talking to Stephanie and Shane about AJ Styles' rematch. Shane says that he wants the rematch for AJ Styles at Extreme Rules. Stephanie agrees with, you know, she's kind of has a mean girl look on her face, like she's planning some shit. But yeah, so that's how it all went down. You know, I don't complain too much about the wrestling shows, you know, their quality and all that, but this really just seemed like a glorified edition of Monday Night Raw, in my opinion. I mean, it was an alright show, but there wasn't anything super special to write home about. But anyway, I guess that's my review of WWE Payback. So if anyone cares, if anybody watched it, thank you. And I like making these videos, so I'm sure I'll do one for Raw tonight. But anyway, thank you. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.